Hi everybody, movie reviewer next door here, and I'm back with another review because I felt like it. And this time I am reviewing Torn Hearts. It's a 2022 drama horror thriller directed by Bree Grant, and it stars Katie Segal, Abby Quinn, Alexis Lemire, Joshua Leonard, and Shiloh Fernandez. In this film, a promising up-and-coming country duo seek out secluded mansion of their idol Harper Dutch, a former country music star and Nashville royalty turned recluse. What starts out as a friendly visit devolves into a twisted series of horrors, forcing the friends to confront the lengths they will go to in the pursuit of their dreams. So, what did I think of Torn Hearts? Well, I really enjoyed it, and I will say, with alone this film without Katie Segal, I'd give it a 7 or an 8, but with Katie Segal, it's a definite 9 for me. She is that good. And I do want to talk about this film, so I will get to the casting. Uh, I'll leave Katie Segal for last because, yeah. Abby Quinn plays Jordan Wilder. She's one of the parts of Torn Hearts, the band that's trying to like get their big break, and she does a great job here. I really felt for her character. I thought she was um a very good main protagonist. She's got her own issues. She's not perfect. It's a nice change of pace to see a female character that's not perfect. Alexis Lemire as Lee Blackhouse. She's the other part of the band. She's mainly a singer, and Jordan does the songwriting for the most part. She did an all right job. Joshua Leonard was Richie Raleigh Jones. She's the band's manager and also Lee's boyfriend, even though he's like twice her age. He's fine. He's not in the film that much. Shiloh Fernandez is Caleb Crawford. He's kind of a country music star, like they're trying to be, and he's only in the film about 2 scenes. But I do like this actor. He's been in some other films I've seen. He was in the Evil Dead remake. Um, I guess I just haven't seen a ton of his films, but he was in Dead Girl. I don't remember too much about that film, but yeah. Um, but Katie Segal as Harper Dutch, this reclusive country singer that used to be huge, she really knocks it out of the park. I have not seen a lot of films starring her. Apparently, she's been in quite a few, but other than Smart House, I can't think of anything else I've seen her in. Um, but she really shows some really awesome acting chops in this because I completely felt like this was the character and not just an actor playing a character. She did exactly what you're supposed to do. I didn't feel like I was watching Katie Segal or the mom from Married with Children. I felt like I was watching this country singer, and also it helps that she can actually sing, and at one point in the movie she sings very well. So I she really does hold a lot of this together. But it's not that the film would be bad without her. I'm not saying that. I did thoroughly enjoy it. It is, if you go into this thinking it's going to be every other Blumhouse movie, it's going to be like a haunting thing or something like a slasher type of thing. That's not what you get here. It is mostly a psychological drama, horror, and it's all got the country music backdrop and it takes place in Nashville. And well, it's always nice to see a new type of film, especially one down closer to where I live in the South. So it's very nice to see something new, something I haven't seen a million times before, even though the main crux of the plot about like being there for your friends and not selling each other out to get higher. That's been done a million times for sure. But I can't really hold it against this film because the presentation is very well done. This director, Bree Grant, I have not seen her other film, 12-Hour Shift, but a lot of people seem to really identify with it. And I do like Angela Bettis, so I will try to give it a watch sometime. Um, but like this film, it's apparently made by Blumhouse Television, or sorry, it's apparently produced by Blumhouse Television, which I haven't seen a lot of Blumhouse TV stuff. I'm guessing most of that would be like the Into the Dark horror shorts or horror films. Sorry about my camera. My camera keeps freezing. But I'm guessing it would be that and a lot of the stuff that just goes straight to streaming. So I don't have a ton of experience with that other than films like The Lie with Joey King, which I fucking hated. Evil Eye, which was decent. I watched it for Sarita Chaudhuri and she did a good job. The Manor, which I actually quite liked that one. Same with Madres. Um, the Black Vampire one was terrible. And I can't really remember a lot of the others. I guess they're not doing the Blumhouse of Horrors things anymore, which is kind of disappointing because I was looking forward to seeing them. But but otherwise, this is a pretty well-made film. It doesn't look cheap. Not like there's one moment that stood out a little bit, and there's a bit of not great CGI blood at one point, but for the most part, there's like practical effects. And again, when I say that, do not go into this expecting a slasher. It is not a slasher. It is a psychological drama horror film that is really concerned with getting under your skin rather than being like, oh, we're going to show you a ton of gore. And I commend it for that. I didn't go into it thinking it was a slasher. Looking at the trailer, yes, they show a lot of the more like kinetic parts. I am sorry about my camera. They do show a lot of they show like a part of a character shooting a gun, and they show like some blood here and there, and it's like I don't think that's exactly what you should expect because yeah, it's psychological drama horror type of thing. I'd say go in expecting something closer to Hereditary, even though it's nothing like Hereditary. I'm saying like something like more moody and like maybe not subtle, but a little bit more downplayed. But again, this film has to do with themes of like betrayal and basically just stepping over everyone in order to get to where you want to be and jealousy and also like regret. And it's very interesting to see a horror film like this tackle those types of subjects. And again, I think if you didn't have Katie Segal as the villain of the story, it would still be good or decent. It still wouldn't be as good though, because Katie Segal has proven in this film that she can take that she's more than just a comedian on Married with Children. A lot of people find her very fun on Married with Children. I never watched much of Married with Children. I know Christina Applegate because I watched the first two seasons of Dead to Me, which I need to watch them again and um watch the third season, which is apparently the final season. But I I I don't have a lot of experience with that film or that show, Married with Children. But again, I was going into this thinking like, oh, is it going to be like kind of comedic? And I guess there's a tiny bit of black comedy here and there in like the first half more so before it gets a bit more fucked up. And I will say, if there's anything this film could have improved on, well, first of all, the CGI blood later. But I do feel that the film could have gone a bit further. Now, I'm being vague because I don't want to give too much away from this movie because I do legitimately, whenever I say that, I legitimately mean it. I don't want to be one of those guys like, I know there's plenty of people they warn, like, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go into spoilers, don't watch past this. I try not to do a lot of spoiler reviews because I have a hard time like thinking like I both want to say what my reaction to this was, but I also want people to see it for themselves and not have it be spoiled by me, and I don't want to be blamed for that. So, um, but I will say the film, the whole thing about it being Blumhouse Television, I feel like you should be able to get away with a lot more on a streaming service than on normal TV. And I do think this film feels kind of like a TV movie at some points. Even though it does get quite a bit bloody, it's quite bloody at some points. Again, don't go in expecting a slasher movie. Don't go in expecting a ton of blood or like a bunch of gory kills because that's not what you're gonna get. There's like a couple kills in the entire movie, and it's not about that. It's more that's more of like sprinkles on the ice cream sundae that is this movie. It's like, okay, you've already got the really nice psychological story, the horror of the situation, that's the ice cream, and then you've got the sprinkles or the cherry on top, which is the kills. Which again, there aren't many, but they're at least like adequately done and it doesn't feel like forced in, I guess. Because you could easily do that. Um, but and make it feel like, oh, they're forcing in slasher elements because it's Blumhouse. And I haven't seen a ton of Blumhouse films, so I mean, take that with a grain of salt. Other than the Paranormal Activity movies, I don't really seek out Blumhouse films. Maybe I'll give some of the streaming ones the benefit of the doubt and try watching them someday, but we'll see. Really, really mood dependent for me. But yeah, I think if you're looking for a horror movie that's more like, again, like psychological or more character driven, I guess, then I'd say this is the one for you. Again, there are things that can be done better in this film, and Katie Seagal does really save. This film doesn't get boring. I don't understand a lot of people saying that the film gets boring. I don't understand that at all. But I was entertained the entire time. But yeah, I think others will be if they go into it expecting the right things. And yeah, I hope people will enjoy it when they watch it. I know this is a shorter review than usual, but yeah. Um that was my review of Torn Hearts. If you liked the video, comment down below. If you've seen the film, let me know what you thought. And movie reviewer next door, out.